Hours after UFC 320, Magomed Ankalaev's manager, Ali Abdelaziz, revealed that the now former UFC light heavyweight champion had actually entered the rematch carrying a rib injury. A clip showing Ankalaev receiving injections just weeks before UFC 320 quickly went viral on social media. Many fans began questioning the legitimacy of the injury, some even suggesting it might have happened mid-fight when Ankalaev took those brutal elbows to the ribs on the canvas. But Daniel Cormier stepped in to clear the air, assuring fans that Ankalaev's injury was not only real but serious enough that his team had advised him to pull out of UFC 320. In a recent video uploaded to his YouTube channel, DC said, "Magomed Ankalaev did have a rib injury. This isn't a lie, and it's definitely not an excuse. I know this because before the fight, I saw a video of him getting injections in his rib just to make it to fight night. He was only able to hit pads and do cardio for about a month and a half leading up to it. With that being said, I'm not sure the outcome would have changed even if he'd been fully healthy. Pereira fought him like a monster that night. I know people close to Magomed told him not to fight, but he wanted to. He wanted to beat Pereira again to prove why he's the man he claims to be. He wasn't 100%, but even if he was 120%, I'm not sure the result would have been different."
Smile.
During UFC Rio media workout, Mateusz Gamrot, set to face Charles Oliveira this weekend, was greeted by the infamous Brazilian chant, "Vai morrer," meaning, "You're going to die." It's a tradition in Brazil for local fans to rattle foreign fighters, but instead of getting shaken, Gamrot laughed it off and
Casa Branca, sonho ainda? Você pensa em lutar nela?
Acho que quando a gente fala sobre legado, acho que isso vai ser algo gigante. Por que não fazer uma grande luta lá? Então, se você precisar de mim, eu vou estar pronto.
E uma luta que você desejaria fazer na Casa Branca?
Essa eu não gosto nem de falar, né? Todo mundo sabe qual que seria a luta lá. Charles Oliveira e Conor McGregor, essa seria a luta do dinheiro.
Brace the moment with a cheeky smile. Meanwhile, Charles Oliveira has joined the growing list of fighters campaigning to fight on the card that coincides with Donald Trump's birthday, and he's eyeing the golden goose of combat sports. Speaking at UFC Rio's Media Day, the former lightweight champion made it clear he's got his eyes locked on Conor McGregor, even though he's already focused on his next assignment this weekend. Over in Las Vegas, Carlos Ulberg wasn't too happy about Yuri Prochaska's behavior.
Yeah, I mean, he come in, he walked in and after his fight, and as he should, and after a great win. If he hadn't, then, you know, you look at him like, what are you doing here? But he walked in after such a good win, and he was, which was quite weird enough, as he is, but that's all good, is he stood right in front, pretty much blocking a lot of us, and as the main event were walking out, he was just there, kind of standing in front of them, instead of standing in front of them as they were walking out, which I thought was, you know, let the boys do their thing and kind of sit back and you know, let them focus on what they need to. But he wanted to just stand right there in front of them as they were walking out to prepare for battle. So, but that's his go, that's his take, so it's all good.
While watching Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira 2, Prochaska's emotional reaction to Pereira's knockout went viral after UFC 320.
Se explotó la mano, ponle presión, se explotó la mano. Dale, se explotó la mano, vamos, suéltale la mano. No deje que se separe para que no use las patadas. ¿Viste? No deje que se separe. ¡Usa lo tuyo! Ahí, cojones, no deje que se separe. El cuerpo también. Al cuerpo también. Gancho al cuerpo. Sai daí, sai daí.
But it wasn't just his celebration that caught attention. At cage side that night was Carlos Ulberg, who just made a statement of his own by knocking out Dominic Reyes the week before UFC 320. During a recent chat on the Ariel Helwani show, Ulberg spoke about how Prochaska carried...
What time does the UFC fighter go, hang on a minute, how much money is in the pot? You kind of need me, don't you? I mean, I'm the talent. Without me, do you even have a show? Yeah, maybe you can put someone else on. But I've just sold this arena out. I'm just racking you up 400,000 or 500,000 pay-per-view buys. I'd like to actually see, you know, that's when we get a fighter of that size and magnitude, like Anthony Joshua, we'll go, you own the show. So you imagine you said to a star in the UFC, right, it's your show, and we're going to have open book, and you're going to take 80% of the profit of the show, and we take 20%. Imagine how much the UFC fighters will be making. 5, 6, 7 times more than they're making at the moment. And this conversation probably isn't making me that popular, but that's the truth of the situation. The UFC guys are fighting without any understanding of how much revenue's in the pot. And these guys don't care because, and by the way, it's their business. They can do what they want. If they can get away with that model, good luck to them. But in that model where it's a league or it's a contender series and the guys are getting 50 if you win this fight and 100 and then 200, it's peanuts. How much are they getting from Paramount? You know, if it's multi-million dollars per show for the rights fee, which it probably will be, the profit
himself
is
after the main event, hinting that maybe emotions got the better of him. Elsewhere, Valishvili's sparring partner, Sean Mora, released footage from an insanely intense sparring session as Merab prepared for his UFC 320 fight against Corey Sandhagen.
And shout out to him. He's like, this dude is impressive. Like this dude is impressive. You can't not be a fan of what he does and what he is. He said something in the face-off before the fight. He said, "I don't want to go back to the tire shop." Like anybody that came from nothing, that grinded to get to this point, they feel that. They feel that. They feel that they don't want to go back to that struggle or where they were whenever they were dreaming of being where they are. You know, so yeah, man. Yeah, man. It's definitely, you can definitely draw inspiration from that. You can definitely draw a lot from that. I was there. You can feel the energy when he won, whenever he got the victory and everything. You know, he set everything on fire, you know. And yeah, that's a good thing. Shout out to him. Keeping the division alive, keeping it exciting, you know, having the biggest star in the sport right now in your division, it does nothing but motivate you. You know what I mean? The whole, you can see it. Everybody, there was a bunch of 205ers there. Allberg was there. Yuri was there. I was there. You know, Khalil fought. He was there. Like the guys that were there that weren't fighting, even the one that did, you could see the fire. You could see the fire. It lit a fire under everybody, and they ready, man. The division is hungry. We're in a very good spot. And,
the energy in that clip? Absolutely electric. On the boxing side, promoter Eddie Hearn didn't hold back when speaking about Dana White and the UFC. Appearing on the Ariel Helwani show, Hearn sharply criticized the UFC's fighter pay structure and profit split, claiming that if the revenue share was fair, fighters would be earning 5 to 6 times more than they do now. Alex Pereira's former rival, Jamahal Hill, also reacted to Pereira's big win over Magomed Ankalaev at UFC 320. In a video posted on his YouTube channel, Hill, despite their past beef, showed nothing but respect for Pereira, calling him inspiring and even dubbing him the biggest star in MMA right now. "Shout out to him," Hill said. "This dude is incredible. You just can't not be a fan of what he does." He said something at the face-off before the fight. "I don't want to go back to the tire shop. Anyone who's ever come from nothing, who's grinded their way up, feels that. You don't ever want to go back to that struggle. That hunger drives you. I was there, man, and you could feel the energy when he won. He lit the whole place on fire. He's keeping the division alive and exciting, and having the sport's biggest star in your division? That just motivates everyone. You could see it. Oldberg was there. Yuri was there. I was there. Khalil was there. All of us felt that fire. The division's hungry right now, and that's a beautiful thing." MMA meme segment. Here are the top 3 memes lighting up the internet this week. Number 3, posted by Beaver Smash TV. Number 2 posted by Intelligent Mess. And number 1 goes to MMA Snippets. Thanks for watching, legends. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for all the latest MMA updates, fight news, and behind-the-scenes drama.